So we ride up to the top floor, falling more in love.
You know, you write for yourself that way, but on your website, davidwilcox.com, you also talk about custom songs. How does that process work?
Yeah, that happened by accident. That was a really interesting thing. Somebody called me and he said that he needed me to write a song for him that would reframe a traumatic thing in his life so that he wouldn't stay stuck in the old way of looking at it, but he could somehow get free of it. And I said, well, that sounds like therapy. And he said, yeah, I've tried therapy. It works for a while, but I need therapy that I can get to when I need it. Not just the weekly appointment. I need it when I'm starting to go down that dark place. Yeah. I need a song that can get me out. Wow. And so I listened to his story and I wrote a song that reframed the traumatic thing. And it worked. He loved it. Yeah. And I was kind of apologetic. I said, well, you know, I spent days on this. I would have to charge you for it. And he said, that's totally fine. Yeah, right. And of course. And so I wound up mentioning this on my website, and somebody else called and said, ooh, I need that too. Wow. And now I've done a lot of them, like 30.
Amazing.
And each time it's a different scene, it's a different story. Sometimes it's a tribute. Sometimes it's an apology. Sometimes it's, I need to know how I could have everything I wanted and not have the life that feels right. Yeah. Sometimes it's a song of remembrance. Wow. And so I have loved every one of them. And what it feels to me like is that it feels like I have spent a lifetime learning how to decipher the subtle emotional messages of my own heart. And now I can use that same skill, but turned to another's heart in service to their story, in service to their sort of awakening. Yeah. And when I do that, it's this miraculous sense of trust that we both have. We come to music with this sense of we can be brave and tell the truth because we're doing it for the sake of music, and it somehow makes it it gives us permission to be that brave.
It's amazing. And to me, the healing power of music and your music, you know, you're talking about opening your heart and playing, that resonates with other people and their hearts are in tune with you as well. That's incredible. Yeah. Is that music out there in the public or just for them, or will that ever see the light of day?
That's a good question. There are a lot of these songs that when I've played them for other people, they have said, oh, I can't wait for that record. And I said, well, I don't know. It's not really a record. They said, well, what is it? I said, I don't know. Because I think that for those songs to really shine, you would need some of the backstory. Because they are written for the person who knows the story. So there's a presupposition of the backstory. Right. And that's a really fascinating thing too, you know, because, you know, music used to be a thing that you would hear in a dance hall, and there would be a band on stage with these really loud instruments, trumpets, trombones, you know, and it's because the instruments needed to carry, because the people who were listening, you know, were hundreds of feet away in a dance hall. Right. And gradually, as technology changed, we could hear music in our living room, and then you could have songs as if spoken to you from a distance of 20 feet instead of 200 feet. And the whole style of songwriting changed. Right. Instead of Frank Sinatra at full voice, it was Cat Stevens, you know, with this little whisper, you know, and it's like, wow, he's speaking just to me. Yeah. Right. And so I think it's fascinating to me that now, of course, most of us listen to music that no one else can hear. Right. It's in our earbuds. Yeah. It's someone whispering 2 inches away. And so you'd wonder, well, what would a song sound like if it was written for that?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being written for a crowd,
Right.
I'm just going to tell you this, and I'm going to whisper it so no one else will hear, because that's how you're hearing it.
Right, right. Yeah.
And that's the way custom songs are written. It's like, no, you know this story. I'm not going to have to tell you the story. I know it's for you. You know it's for you. So let's start in the middle.
Right.
So if we were to put these songs on the web, like on a page on a website, they would have to have a little of the interview from the person, hear their voice, hear a little of their story,
Yeah.
have some photographs maybe.
Sure. Sure.
And
Yeah.
it could unfold into
Absolutely.
a window into someone's heart, a window into, oh, this is a real person that this song is about. This isn't written for everybody. This is written for one person.
Yes.
And that's kind of a fascinating turn,
Yeah.
following technology right into your ear.